guided to do a card reading for us for this Gemini full moon, and even just for the week of this full moon, so we can kind of see a deeper glimpse into these energies that are coming in or that we're already in. Today is December 6th, so the day before the full moon. We're going to be working with the Sovereign Vibrations Oracle deck and the Muse Tarot as well. So we'll just see what's coming through. I just did a very big activation, light language transmission, and specifically for this full moon. So that could be seen probably right around this post, wherever you see here on YouTube. But yeah, it's a very intense time, just the end of the year in general. The holidays can bring up a lot. So really take heed of your personal intuition and what you need, because a lot of us can feel that there's expectations that we must fulfill, that we must be obligated to do in some way. And usually if we think we should do something, it sometimes may not be the best thing for us. So try to evaluate what really you need this time of year right now in this full moon, or even just the rest of the year moving into the holidays. Just get one more card from Sovereign Vibrations. Okay. Okay. So the cards that came out today for us, we got the Earth Star Chakra. I really love this graphic that channeled through. So the affirmation for our Earth Star Chakra, which is, I see it located below our feet, even below our root chakra. And it connects us into the earth grid, connects us even deeper into a grounded state of our being, connected with Mother Nature. And the affirmation, I forgot the word, is I activate and ground through my anchor within the earth grid. I allow nature to support me along my journey. Which is great to have extra emphasis on grounding, because we need it right now to ground through this Gemini full moon, especially this Mars retrograde that's right on top of the full moon. So we can feel either agitated, experiencing external craziness around us. Someone else might be freaking out, going through their trigger, whatever it may be. So as much as you can, whenever you feel you need it, ground, and you can visualize it. I see it as a golden light, like a chakra point within our feet, with below our feet going into the earth. And within that, we get heart expansion. So once we ground, we can really open up our hearts and expand into more compassion, more of our authenticity, more of our unconditional love for self and for others, especially during this time. And the affirmation is, with every inhale and exhale, I expand my heart to encompass my whole being and radiate love in all directions. So within this affirmation, it's truly powering ourselves with our breath, feeling into our heart. And with each inhale, that heartbeat, that energy of our heart expands out further and further, further into our being, further into our external reality, so that we feel safe and grounded within our heart space, anchored. And then we get divine guidance. So I love this kind of step-by-step process of guidance right now for us, because then once we are grounded in a heart-centered place, we can allow more guidance in from our higher selves, from our teams, even from other people. We may be more receptive to hearing someone that we weren't as open to hearing because we were ungrounded or closed off in our heart, whatever it may be. So the affirmation for divine guidance is, my soul is in alignment to receive downloads and guidance from the divine source energy. I follow the direction of my intuition. And this card, I love this card too. It's hard to see with the lighting in here today, but I'm hearing a lot of us are being activated in new ways, especially within our heart, maybe even grounding in a whole new way. So it's, even though there may be chaos, it may feel intense, there is so much positive energy to even perceive through the chaos, through purging through the holiday season, even if you feel that the weather sometimes affects you differently. like here for me on the Northern Hemisphere, we get darker around 4 o'clock, which still isn't as extreme for those who get darkness all the time, but it can kind of take a toll on our bodies and our mindsets. So just figure out what helps balance you, what grounding tools work best for you. Being in nature, getting some sunshine, maybe even working with infrared light is a really great way to feel grounded and even help kind of sweat things out of the system. The other card at the bottom of the deck is Sovereign Heart. So I feel like it's another activation for us to understand how when we expand our hearts, we connect with sovereignty. We connect with seeing the need for all things, that there is no good or bad, there is just lessons and compassion. Like that's ultimately where we want to start stepping into for ourselves first and foremost, so then we can treat others with the most gentle compassion and just witnessing from a new state, right? So the affirmation for Sovereign Heart is, my heart holds the highest frequency of unconditional love. I see all things through the filtration of my sovereign heart. Beautiful. All right, so let's step into the tarot, and I'm hearing that there's going to be, like usual, there's going to be certain narratives that come forward, so you can apply whatever feels like it resonates for you through this channeling, through these cards. But I'm going to kind of go deeper into where we could use some insight, where we can use maybe what's blocking our hearts from opening or feeling like a block, or just guidance on how to step deeper into our sovereignty, into allowing more guidance in as well. So let's see what comes forward. Okay. So we get the Four of Emotions, which is holding on to the past and perceiving from a state of looking at what we're lacking. We see that there's full cups right here, but there's this empty cup right in the center that's holding this huge power over her. So where are you focusing on lack? And is it really serving you? Is it causing you to even close down your heart because it doesn't feel safe? You don't feel in an abundant state. And I'm hearing a lot of this can be old past memories. So yeah, we get the Three of Voices. So I'm hearing internal dialogue as well. We can be holding old narratives that make us feel trapped and only perceiving from a darker state of consciousness, from perceiving on lack, which causes us to feel unsafe to even step into a grounded place. Because if we're being more vulnerable, how can we go forward when we're feeling trapped by the past or the frequency we're focusing on that's causing us to be in a loop of lack? But they're saying when we actually tap in deeper to our emotional state, we have freedom. We can also witness these perceived blocks, these old narratives, as a tool to have us understand that it's the contrast. It's not something that we're controlled by unless we really allow our thoughts to stay focused on those things. We can shift our perception, our focusing onto higher states of our abilities, higher states of consciousness. And that can be as easy as taking a moment to breathe deeper in through those places of fear, lack, and seeing that they served a purpose. They served as showing us what we were focusing on that maybe brought in more lack, or also at the same time when we can feel that something's been taken away, there's always a divine purpose. There's something bigger in store for us that I'm hearing divine intervention. So sometimes we're stripped of things that really weren't serving us, even though we had such a deep attachment to them that felt like they held our whole future, our happiness. But really we're not utilizing these other aspects of joy, of positive emotional states. So yeah, take that as you will. So they're saying in this way too, when we can step into a more witnessing place, let's be like, okay, I'm seeing through the lens of lack. What is it that I really want to create? What is it that I really want to experience? And knowing that, yes, I've experienced some pain. I've experienced feeling trapped in my brain in terms of old narratives, feeling unworthy, feeling unlovable. What can I say instead? What can I start practicing? I'm hearing even affirmations of positive reinforcements. Even if they feel like a lie, if we practice them more and more, we start to tap into that frequency, because that's all we really do. A thought becomes a belief, and that belief permeates out in our frequency state. But they're saying in this way, when we take the focus of even being in the present moment, we step into our dreams. We step into what people may call foolish, with the Fool card, but we step into even having that divine guidance coming through, and even opening up our hearts, because sometimes it can feel like people are judging us when we're in a heart-centered space, or even just saying, okay, I have a lot that I'm not really happy with in my life, but I'm going to be open anyway. And that might feel scary and foolish, like we're on this leaping point that may not feel supportive, but the more we embrace our, I'm hearing even inner child, that inner creativity, it's always supported. Everything is always supported, no matter what we are focusing on, right? So knowing that empowered place, whatever we focus on, we are going to experience. We should allow ourselves to focus on what we want, what we desire, what we know is our even birthright of creating and connecting into. So take that all as you will, whatever resonates or applies can apply to your life. I'm hearing a lot of this is a subconscious purging, so I'm hearing that way too. You may step into places that you thought you had cleared, and it's okay to come into these darker moments, these feelings of lack. It's part of the grief, it's part of the alchemy to release it, to feel it on a new level, but to know also too that's part of the process. It's not, again, she's floating in the air. There's more to all of the pain, all of the love even. And in this way too, there's showing that there's a way of stepping into community, into our inspiration, into our divinity, when we step into our heart space. I'm feeling there's something specifically about grounding right now, because I'm being shown the Earth Star chakra again. So let's see what else is there. Okay. Yeah. So some of us may be feeling, going back into those places of the past that hold a lot of pain. They're saying when we're in those states of past pain or trauma that's been trapped in our body, or still kind of in our subconscious belief systems, it can make us feel ungrounded. It can pull us into feeling I'm on the outskirts of the positive things that I want. I am revisiting old emotions from this place of lack, but also allowing it to come to the surface. Because they're saying we're being pulled into this almost kind of rubber band effect, where we're being pulled into the past again, but within that we're going to be almost kind of catapulted into this new state of consciousness. Because then we get the Ace of Materials. So there's always a need, what can feel sometimes like we regress. We are closing old chapters. We can also reframe our past and not let it hold this weight of I'm unworthy, I don't deserve, whatever that old narrative or inner critic may be saying really loud right now, or in echoes of past trauma. There's, when we can ground, we can also process those traumas a little bit better, because we're in a centered space. We're holding in the present moment and witnessing these things coming up, and we can learn from them and just notice that we're all doing the best we can. So especially if you've experienced trauma from another person causing you pain, a lot of the times we are attracting that because we believe we deserve certain things. And it's not saying it justifies the pain that comes from that other person, from their lack of awareness. It's all showing us how to kind of clean up our vibration in a way of also being like, at least from my own experiences of trauma, I've still work on consciously being grateful for those people that have kind of put a light on the darkness that I was entertaining for so long and thinking that I needed to sacrifice my energy in order to help others that really didn't appreciate the support, or it was just never enough, right? So it's reframing these pains, reframing it so that we can move forward, that we can even maybe it's something so suppressed that you forgot in childhood that's needing to be relived. And I know that can be very painful and overwhelming. So if you need support, reach out to wherever you feel you can trust the support, or even I'm hearing like have a therapist help you kind of deconstruct things. But know as well that you are on a beautiful trajectory, and even though there may be echoes of old, we are moving forward, and there is this guidance propelling us into what we're truly desiring, what we're meant to be birthed into, especially within the new year, even though it's a calendar year. And spring is more of like a new year, at least to me in that way, in terms of how nature responds. We can still step into this newness, into the frequency now. And we don't even have to wait for the new year. We don't have to wait for the spring or any of that. We can just decide that we're going to be in a heart-centered space. And of course, that doesn't mean we're constantly just really open and really happy all the time. We're having compassion for when we do get hit with heavier densities of thought or experiences, or even just holding space for others around us that may be going through a harder time this time around the holidays as well. Yeah. A lot is happening collectively. A lot is being healed. A lot of subtle energies are being transformed as well. Let's see if there's anything else today. Okay. So we get the Magician card. You are the magician of your own life. You are in the driver's seat. You are co-creating. And that's also, they're saying, when we can ground, be in the present moment, and have this open-hearted space, or even just feel into our heart, because that's as easy as being in an open-hearted space. Taking a moment to feel into our feet, connect to the earth, connect with our heartbeat, with our breath, even with the external sounds around us that bring us into the present moment. We can create from the true magic of which we are, and be open to our divinity, our guidance, of our own intuition, of our team. And knowing as well that we are, when we feel the contrast, when it comes up and feels like it encapsulates us, we haven't lost our power. Our power is also within this experience, the fact that we can feel pain so intensely, or have the contrast even in general. It's powerful. And that we have the power to transform even despite what may be holding us back, whatever that may be, other people, our thoughts, external circumstances. We are being shown even deeper how to be empowered through the hardest times of our lives. That it's an unearthing of almost the wound in our heart, the wound in our consciousness, even though it's not quite a wound. It's just a different state of consciousness. But this message today is very much, you are empowered, even if you feel in a lot of lack right now. You are so powerful. You are capable of creating anything. And it may sometimes take a little while for that external manifestation, because there's energetic catch-up in a way. It takes us a while to sometimes move through old frequency, but that's the external reality, not internally, right? So internally here's the card I was looking for. Internally, we're moving through all of these situations of consciousness, And this may just be our physical reality. So it may not feel or be shown that anything's really going on, but we're processing, we're healing, we're integrating, we're stepping into power and manifesting from a new place of understanding, of compassion. Yeah. Beautiful. I hope that helped in some way for you today or whenever you see this video. My cat Zaz is being very vocal right now. He wants to cuddle. So yeah, just be very gentle with yourself through this time, through this full moon, through these holiday seasons, whatever you celebrate, or just whatever you need. Know that you are, the more you take care of yourself, the more you can show up for others. So if others are trying to impose expectations and you know you're going to be drained from them or be in a place that's not for your highest good, practice some boundaries. And really allow yourself to kind of investigate what it feels like to be in an open place of heart expansion and sending love to those parts that feel unlovable, because it's all, even when we feel the most unlovable, we're still so much showered with love. And oh yeah, I'm getting emotional that way too. But yeah, it's just a powerful time right now. And even under the Sovereign Heart, we get emotional healing. So there's a lot healing within our emotions right now, a lot transforming. And the affirmation for this card actually is, I release all that no longer serves me with love and gratitude. I inhale love and exhale forgiveness. Yeah. Okay. I love you all so much. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being who you are. And yeah, take good care and happy full moon.